Hey buddy, it's Invicta. It's time nothing run here. The Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Saturday, Mosh Pit. Hope you all had a great start to your weekend here. We are still waiting for another video to cross 3,000 likes because I am recording this at the right after the last episode, although I have eaten and closed the game and that kind of stuff since then. But that's beside the point. Thank you all very much for the support. I hope your weekends are going off to a great start. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Evil Noob on this Invicta subreddit. Top thread was, "It's big brain time." And the meme speaks for itself. Just fight all the enemies. Use the eraser to delete one enemy per floor. Use void plus eraser combo to remove multiple enemies per floor. Uninstall. Yeah. I mean, it was only the natural progression, right? Because eventually there's no more enemies. Assuming that you got it. But unfortunately, we didn't get it yesterday. I wish we had. Vav Yeti. We got Mega Bean. We also have Curse of the XL, which I'm not even going to get into anymore. And yeah, that's about it. We've got okay movement speed, terrible tears rate, bad damage, terrible shot speed. Our range is also doo-doo, so we got a long way to go. Now, Mega Bean is an on-use Mama Mega explosion that you can trigger every 6 rooms. It was 3. And then got nerfed badly. So it's still good, but it's only here's the thing with the nerf to Mega Bean. It became a we can use it strategically item to we pretty much can only use this in big room type item. Like there's only it severely impacted the implications of Mega Bean to the point of where I don't think it's top tier anymore. Yes, having an on-call Mama Mega is nice, but it gets outclassed by HP generators, Book of Shadows. There's a lot of different things. Anima Sola, even the Eraser, I would say outclasses Mega Bean. And it's just one of those disappointing. People lost their mind when I didn't take the Parasite last time, so I'm gonna just keep doing it. I'm gonna bomb here. Just I want to see what this. If we can get a reroll. If we can get a reroll card here, that'd be great. We get a reverse Hermit card, which is gonna give us some money. We do absolutely want the. We'll take the Soul Heart here. Hermit card is going to turn anything in the room into its basically financial equivalent. But yeah, that's one thing that was very, very sad about. We just got a huge help to Mega Bean, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, well, next patch, sorry, I got to nerf it. Nerf it back down to just being sort of a novelty, non-strategic item. Like, yes, you can use it to get into Boss Rush. Yes, you can use it to get into Hush. But it was a lot more fun when we could just simply nuke an entire room, right? Like a room like this, it would be a perfect time for us to use Mega Bean because we're looking for a crawl space. But alas, can't really do it. Not if we're going to be responsible, we can't really do it. So you have a library here, which is a little bit surprising to see on a XL floor, but I'll take it. Yep. That was just a big waste of a key because I'm not spending 4 HP just to get all those, especially if it's not going to result in me getting some kind of Soul Heart generator. Again, in this room here, another fine example of a room that I would love to use Mega Bean in, but it just doesn't make sense. Not with it being a 6-room cooldown. Even 4.5 volt doesn't really help Mega Bean all that much. You're going to need something like 9 volt, something like Void, anything that can reduce the amount of charges that Mega Bean requires in order for you to use it again. And again, that narrows the amount of synergies that you can have to really get any kind of strategical value out of Mega Bean. It's not a bad item, it's just a nerfed item, and that's what sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. There we go. So we find the regular secret room here. This was an easy use because obviously it was it's a two charge room, which means that we're going to get some of that refunded back to us. Get a world card. We've pretty much gone through most of this floor. I don't know where the heck the other item room could be. It's not over here. There is a tinted rock there, though. Maintaining our Soul Heart is extremely important because we need to make sure that we don't lose our Devil Deal Precedent here. And that's double impacted by the fact that we have to worry, again, if we fail this Devil Deal here, we we go through another hassle of possibly dealing with another XL floor on the next floor. It is possible. We've seen the most I've seen is 3 in a row, and that was maddening. Bible Tract, yeah, it's better than the Teardrop Charm, I think. In my opinion, anyway. But Parasite, you know, Parasite, it's just Parasite's gotten filed into the Cricket's body style item, right? Like, it's a good thing most of the time, but it causes some issues when it comes to the physics in the game, and it can also crash the game as well, which is not the main reason why I kind of fade Parasite lately, but who knows? And no, it's not to do it deliberately to draw the ire of the YouTube comments. Although against popular opinion, I do have reasoning behind everything. May not be the sound reasoning in some people's minds, but it's a reasoning. Hey, you want to stop spawning all these ads here, Dingle? Pretty sure you're at your limit, buddy. Kind of making it hard to hit you. Especially with his shot speed. You've got to clear the dips because they will act as projectiles whenever Dingle decides to charge. Got to get some shot speed. We got to get some range. Or not range. Well, yeah, range, but also some tears rate. There's a whole lot of room for improvement on this run. Can't be bothered. And we get an HP upgrade. So if we get one more full charge on Mega Bean, we can use it for the second boss of the floor. Unless if it's like an easy boss, then I might still do it anyway. Okay. So Mega Bean's on lock, ready to go. And let's see who it could be. The old Dookie. Oh, it's Green Duke. Yeah, enough of that. Not even going to mess with it, dude. With this tears rate and this range and this shot speed, no way I'm messing with Green Duke. Get a damage and range upgrade, which is perfectly fine by me. And the nail, as well as Sinvicta robes. Oh, shizzle. I am going to use the nail, but not yet, because I want to go all the way back to a room that we alluded to a couple of minutes ago, which is the big room that had a bunch of rocks in it. Now, it's probably not going to produce anything that we care about, but you never know, right? You never know until you try. You also go in there for a lot of money. It's actually quite a bit of money, and potentially the quarter. Here, there's no tinted rocks. Yeah, I think going for the money would be a little bit better. Remember, we get a half soul heart anyway, so... Or we can just get absolutely nothing. All right. Curse of Loss, so we can't use our world card. That's good. But us getting any kind of HP generator here is big, because this is going to be one of those runs that we're just going to have to outlast at the start anyway. Should be thankful that we didn't get a Curse of the XL back to back, because that would have been devastating. So if it came down to a curse of the Labyrinth versus Curse of the Lost, I'd rather take Curse of the Lost, obviously, all day, every day. Gonna take Little Monstro here because he does deal a decent amount of damage when he actually fires when I tell him to. And yeah, he can be used for quite a lot of things. He's great for his range. He's great for his multi shots. If you get Tech 0, your tears can actually chain to all of his tears, which is nice. Little Monstro's a bro. We're okay with Little Monstro. Did not expect that Cubone to just sit there. So I don't want to use this I don't want to use this Golden Heart yet. But I do want to get a full charge. I want to get a full charge on the... Ooh, this could be great, too. I want to get a full charge on the nail so we can use it for the boss. Now, if we can get into this bedroom here, that's going to be 3 free soul hearts, and that's going to be a huge boost to our survivability. But we only have one. So we need one more Bomba. And we also don't know where the shop is yet. Judgment card here, or a judgment we could use to try to get an HP upgrade to make our Devil Deal boss, or Devil Deal, a little bit cheaper. Went to that explanation yesterday. I do wish that Little Monstro lined up with Isaac a little bit better. He trails a little too far away, but that's a minor gripe. Little Monstro is far and away a net positive for your run, in my opinion. Just like the Parasite kind of is. Sometimes. Really just depends on the shot speed, really. I mean, we could have taken Parasite, and probably should have. But it's also just kind of being funny. It's always good when you have to explain your jokes. That's when people really respect your work. Quote, work. It's those moments that sometimes I wish I recorded with a face cam, because I would have looked right at the face cam just to make a silly face there. I wonder how many things I've said over the years would have been taken the way that I was hoping people would take it had I had a face cam on. Oshpit always enjoys when I turn on the super janky rigged face cam. I basically point the Pokemon Breaks camera at my cell phone and then zoom in on the camera and also zoom in on OBS. It's quite jankified and just inglorious in all the right ways. Get PH Dizzle here, and it gives us immediately a huge power pill. Yes. I kind of don't want... I'm going to be really lazy here. I kind of don't want to come back just to get my world card. I know that's really, really lazy, but I don't care. With it being Curse of the Lost, I really don't want to backtrack all the way through here. Just for a boss that we probably won't take any hits on anyway, but we also have the nail, so we're going to have an extra amount of damage to deal with it without needing a power pill. If we didn't have the world card, then there'd be no problem, but I can't be bothered to go back there. And now I wish I did, because having a power pill for Carrion Queen would have been very nice. Most of our damage is going to be coming from Little Monstro, because we are just simply not going to be able to hit her. But because of the way... Now, this is where the positioning of Little Monstro actually works to our advantage. Because of the way that he's positioned in our line, he actually is in a perfect spot to fire trailing shots after Carrion Queen to make sure that we can hit her posterior and actually deal damage rather than just nothing. But this is the game punishing me for not taking that power pill, so whatever. Because we would have been absolutely out of this piece by now. You have to kind of lead Little Monstro's shots a bit, though. He is stuck. Get marbles, which is absolutely not the item we wanted. And that would have been fun with Mega Bean, but we still need to get into this bedroom here. For the 3 soul hearts, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. We would have to... Oh, no, we can't even play the Judgment anymore. Yeah, we're just going to have to lose it. It's unfortunate. Okay, now we can use the world card. Let's go into the item room first since we're already here. Marbles is going to give us the ability to swallow trinkets anytime we take damage. Doesn't matter what the source is. We can be self-inflicted damage or enemy damage. And we still have this golden heart, and so in case if I do actually need some money, I'll be able to cash it in. I just prefer not to, if at all possible. Or we can just do it now, because screw me, I guess. There's a tinted rock in here, which is the reason why I used the nail. Also, I want to get my soul heart back we just lost in that ridiculous room. Now the bombs are flowing. Range is still not phenomenal. DPS is definitely not phenomenal here. Movement speed is going to start slacking here in a little bit. So we've got to make some big strides here on this floor in particular. Sharp plug is not going to work here for us. Is it okay to have it paired with an HP generator? I would say yes, only if you have car battery. Otherwise, it's probably not worth it for you to use 1/2 of a heart for every charge on your spacebar item. In my opinion, it just doesn't make sense. Look at all the bombs. They went from 0 to 8 bombs now that we don't need them anymore. Super Secret Room is guaranteed to be right here. Yep. Looking for pills. I've not seen a pill drop since we've got PhD. Actually surprised it's not Black Frail. We've been seeing a lot of the black champions coming out. I think it feels like the last 3 times we fought Frail, it's been the champion variant. You go, and again, you see the trailing nature of Lil Monstro here just really doing a number. Okay. Luck and range upgrade. And a Krampus fight. All right. Yeah. That's, Yep. That's pretty bad. And this is definitely one of those runs that we're going to need. Gosh, there's just nothing here. We're going to need to get Boss Rush on this run to help make up for the somewhat lacking items that we've been seeing on this run. I'm hoping that we can get just give me a solid Devil Deal item. That's all I want. Or Leviathan. That's that's totally fine. You gotta start small, you know? I think we've had more empty rooms on this floor than we have had rooms with enemies in them. Yep, it's a haunted chest there, so I don't care about it. Gotta be careful with the concussive shots. I didn't even talk about our starting passive item, which was Iron Bar, which will give us a very slight damage upgrade, but more alarmingly, also give us the concussive tears. I say alarmingly because, as you've seen many times in this game, if something is concussed or stunned or whatever, they will flip out and move at the speed of light. If you don't believe me, there is a YouTube short that you can find on my channel where a mini dingle or mini dangle was concussed and then proceeded to fly around the entire room in less than a frame, which is impossible, but that's how fast it was moving. It was moving so fast you couldn't follow it with your eyes. And that was all because of the concussive effect. So it's just another one of those dangers. Something that looks good secretly is a curse in disguise if you're not careful. I do not know what hit us there, because I know that I wasn't close enough to that champion. So unless he spit a fly right out on us, I know it wasn't the other fly either. We are obviously not going to make boss rush. God, it's a pill. And Diplopia too, plus the membership. The member card. So this could be pretty interesting here. Being a car battery. There's car battery, which we do want for the nail. I'm just moving my character in RuneScape. Do not want sensor for you. Ehwaz. Definitely want car battery for sure. Now the question is, where's our item room? And secondly, do we use Diplopia? Do we save it for a devil deal, or do we use it for a good reroll inside of a shop? There's Midas Touch. And I will take Midas Touch here because that will allow us to get some money. But I have a feeling our item room's all the way over to the east, isn't it? No, it's not, surprisingly. Consider my expectations subverted. All that for friend zone. Well, if we can get more money, we can re-roll the shop to maybe get something worth Diplopiaing for. I mean, Little Baggy might be worth it at this point because the game is not dropping us any pills whatsoever, and we're going to be fighting a horseman here, which means we're going to get an orbital that was basically useless. In a floor that we really needed to get some kind of major stat up. We can't afford to get something like War showing up. Not that we have any effect on it, obviously, but it's just unfortunate. We have to leave here with the nail. So Diplopia is getting used either way. A devil deal. We could try to shoot the moon to go for the Sacrum Shuffle, but I just don't think it's worth it. So yeah, we did it. We did take we actually used Diplopia to get Little Baggy. Who would have thought I'd ever say that? In what world do we live in where me, of all people, prioritize Little Baggy as a Diplopia target? I mean, even Sty would have maybe made sense, but it's because we have PhD. One of my least favorite rooms in the game right here. It's really just the size of the room and the nature of the leapers, just because they can leap at you off screen. If you're not paying attention, you'll get rung up by them. But now that we have car battery to go along with the nail, HP issues should calm down. We haven't really had too many HP issues, but our lack of damage is obviously the biggest concern here. And not getting boss rush, and especially getting an orbital, that last floor is definitely going to be the culprit. And a super greed fight. That's just super great. super awesome. So great. Oh. We get a quarter, and we got to hope that this last member shop here is going to benefit us. Yeah, it's a speed upgrade. I'm going to take it. Yep. We have Steam Sale. I'm going to re-roll one more time. I have no idea what just happened. I went from just simply bombing to getting knocked out and losing a soul heart from a fire up the ladder. I don't know how that happened. I mean, Blanket is... It's Holy Mantle. It's Holy Mantle and a soul heart, but in only a boss room. And this might seem a little crazy. Might seem a little bit psychotic, but I'm banking on us getting a better angel item than the Blanket in this spot. There's nothing wrong with the Blanket. It's an excellent item. But my fear is that we're going to go into this angel shop now that we have the Stairway to Heaven, the stairway, and not be able to afford something like Sacred Heart or something like that. So if this works out the way that I intended, then I'm going to look like a freaking genius. If it doesn't, then I'm going to look like a dork. Like I always do. So you saw the jostling issues there from the multiple shots of little Monstro, that Gaper that kind of staggered its way over to us. You got to hit basically flush with the shots, otherwise it's going to happen. You do get a Devil Deal here. Going to take the negative for damage. A D-Bizzle, and I have the Occult is Leviathan, so as much as I don't like this item, it's okay for us in this spot. It is a damage upgrade. It gives us flying. That's basically the only reason why I decided to take it. All right. And we get Void. Now, Void plus car battery plus the nail is huge. That allows us to... That opens up a world of possibilities now. Why is it so dark? Whenever you get Eye of the Occult, it does something to like the lighting. Weird. I don't like this. We get another speed up, which we definitely didn't need, but I'm just gonna take it anyway. Again, you still see that we're using Little Monstro as our primary source of damage, and that's just going to be the norm for us until we can get a Tears upgrade. And if we don't, then we'll just have to deal with it. Gotta remind myself we actually have flying here. Wow. Okay, so in case anyone was wondering, if you wanted to call me Crazy Olsen Victor for talking about jostle physics, there you go. That is the picture-perfect example of what I'm talking about. The reason why I don't like the Parasite all that much, it's the reason why you got to be careful with these multi-shots. It is clown physics. I say all these things as a cautionary tale. I've seen it all in Isaac. At least it feels like it anyway. Really, the only person who's seen it all is Ed and possibly Zombolis. We got a Bone Heart from the Finger Bone. His lack of tears rate, though, is disturbing. I was not making a Vader reference there, I'm just saying. We can go into the curse room for half price, but I'm not going to. Another soul heart. Again, HP has not really been the problem on this run. Surprising considering our stats. Monstro's still doing work for us here. We need money. We cannot not take money in my usual lazy way because of the stairway. We want to maximize the amount of value there. Can't be bothered. I'll take my full charge. And I don't know what kind of hellish being spawned this map, but I've never seen a more parallel map in my entire life. Secret room might be there. Okay, we got enough money. Happened to shoot at the right time for us to try to dodge that move by Skull-X. Okay, that one I have no answer for. Sir, you have no head. Sir, you have no tail. How am I supposed to damage you? Sir. Get a Tears upgrade, which is amazing at this point. All right. Stairway, don't fail me now. Honestly, Spirit Sword guy, let's go. Because let's not cheat here. The reason I'm doing that is because it's totally independent of our tears rate to a certain extent. But more importantly, it scales better with our damage. And we don't have to rely upon Little Monstro anymore as our primary source of damage. Now we have Spirit Sword. The Spirit Sword guy, rejoice. This one goes out to you. Spirit Sword might be a little bit of a boring item to some people because it doesn't really have any synergies whatsoever except for multi-shots. But in this case, I think that it's warranted. Also, we need to stop taking damage here. Bizzle, I know I left half heart over here for you. Sorry. My God. My God. There's two of them. But the biggest thing there is us nullifying our bad tiers. So now our damage can really shine because it's not like our damage is bad. It's just our DPS is bad on this run. So being able to improve that while also maintaining our survivability and getting that sort of boss killing extra oomph of power that we need out of our tiers helps out a lot. I don't know how we move backwards there, but sometimes with if you charge the Spirit Sword and you run into something, it will knock you back. I don't know why. You get a Devil Deal, and it's going to be Pentagram. I'm going to take the body. It's a lot of HP. And it just boosts our survivability. Void is already loaded up, ready to go. Void is definitely the all-star here in terms of our HP being so high. And that is because of us taking the nail, so. Gotta luck up. Really need that soul heart because we can just use the nail. Wooden cross, might as well take it. It's a one-time use holy mantle per floor. And it can be a lifesaver sometimes. Another nice thing about Spirit Sword, of course, is you can grab out of reach objects and if you didn't have flying. That was bad. There you go, just chopping up war. There's a room that qualifies as I cannot be bothered. And so does this room, but we have to clear it. There we go. Sir, you have no HP. There we go. Of course, you can use Spirit Sword as a defensive item as well. If you time your whirlwind right, you can actually repel everything. Not nearly as good as Butterbean is for parrying, but you can do it. Just a little bit more unreliable, a little bit unwieldy used defensively. Down goes Stanley. All right, Devil Deal time. We get, yep. Yep. What's this? Power Pill. Oh, yeah. I will take the Eternal Heart just in case. I mean, we kind of don't need any of these items. We're not going to lose enough HP to activate Horde Babylon. We don't need the spirits. We don't need the Spectral Tears from Ouija board, and we don't need the Tears up. So, not a whole lot of motivation there for me to take any of those. Again, if we have any HP issues, we can simply just use Void, and that'd be it. Now, of course, we could just pick one up and Void it for stats. We could do that. But then we'd also be giving up one of our HP containers, which is not a big deal, obviously, but all the same, I don't think it's quite necessary. Drive-by Swordin. This room. Go. Surprised we didn't take damage. I usually always take damage in that room. That gets voided immediately. Oh, if there was only a way to make Cursed Eye work. Other than marked, I mean. Teleport. We could use Void on teleport. But I'm not gonna. Okay. Should be able to chippity chip chop Lamb pretty easily here. Trying to get a little bit of cheeky damage with the fly, but didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. Now try to get between both of them. That was Midas Touch, by the way, that froze Lamb there. And we somehow DPS them evenly. 40 minutes? Yeah, we can blast through one. This is for Spirit Sword guy. Second seed, Sierra Charlie 6 Quebec Tango 2 November Juliet. Spirit Sword guy's worth it. He's got one of the longest ongoing comment streaks in the mosh pit. And, you know, we need more people. We need more people like Spirit Sword guy. Back in the day, it was like we almost had a guy for everything. We had Donation Machine guy, Spider Mod guy, obviously, Sissy guy, Brimstone guy, Spirit Sword guy, of course. Need the return of the guys. If you didn't see what just happened there, because I had the sword charged up, it actually made contact with the barrel and then blew it up. I don't want to lose this Bone Heart, so get Serpent's Kiss. Now, Serpent's Kiss plus Midas Touch is going to be pretty interesting. I'm definitely down for this. Get a Tears upgrade. I'm just going to grab this money real quick. Yeah, we need money for the Angel Deal shop. Second time we've seen Urn of Souls. Anything that saves us money for the next... yeah, we'll take it. For the next shop. Angel shop. Super Secret Room should be here. Did not notice that that was a Mimic chest. Be forever. We need to go back and find the item room as we did get options. Oh wait, no. We got the other options. Well, I'm gonna go find it anyway. Blood bombs. Yeah, it's kind of whatever. Gives us an HP upgrade. Gives us creepy bombs. The range up. Gulped another trinket here. This time the Swallowed Penny after we gulped the Wooden Cross. Oh my gosh. I don't know how we end up one-shotting him, but that was glorious. Get a guppy item here. Energy. You can actually void duality. We don't need to go. We don't need to go angel deals because we have the stairway. We can just simply buy angel items. So, don't really see any value in taking duality there. I think I'd rather just have the stats. Okay, we don't need a second body game. I know that we're on a victory lap. I know it'd be haha funny. Let's repeat all the items that we already saw. But how about a little diversity, you know? We could use a little diversity in our run. Anytime I leave a key or a bomb or a coin behind, I think of that famous Tywin line, season 2, Game of Thrones. He's like, "Are we so well equipped that we can cast aside able young bodies?" And craftsmen. I find myself saying, are we so well equipped that we can afford to skip keys and coins that may help us later? And the answer is, Lord Tywin, I can't be bothered. Sometimes. I'm a Tywin fan. Charles Dance. I love watching him act. He's a phenomenal actor, been in a lot of good stuff. The biggest movie of his, of course, is, well, King of the Monsters. I really wish they would have brought him back for any of the GVKs. That would have been nice. Just to have him be the ultimate big bad or something, you know, instead of the lame, generic evil guy that we got in the first GVK. We could take Diplopia. We can at least see what's inside the Devil Deal. But Void is still king here.
Tears up.
Tears up. Power pill there. And no, us using Void on Diplopia does not give us permanent Diplopia. Although, as amazing as that would be, it does not. I don't want to take Booster Pack because we have Little Baggy, and we don't need pills anymore at this point in this map, or in this run. High Belial doesn't matter. None of these items matter, so yeah. Just do that. I'll take Dreamcatcher, it's fine. Let's get to... How are we running through this Temperance Machine here, game? Talk about clown physics. That's no physics right there. Got the mystery egg in the item room, so you know that we're not going to go in there, although I most likely will forget. Yeah, I'm a Tywin fan. I've let people know that Tywin was my favorite character in Game of Thrones. Even though he was an evil bee. For some reason, I don't know if it's because I've been talking about Game of Thrones lately, but for some reason I keep getting Game of Thrones like deep lore videos showing up on my feed. And I've seen the show a few times through, I would say. And I think that what's so funny is just how universal the feeling is with how everything ended Game of Thrones. I very rarely ever see anyone say anything positive about the last season. Last few seasons, really. And I don't think I've ever seen such a united fandom like the ones who absolutely hated the ending of Game of Thrones. Now, there's always going to be the contrarians out there, but yeah, it's like universal. And seeing all the actors and actresses give their own opinion. There's the famous Emilia Clarke interview where someone asked her, "What'd you think of the final season?" And she's like, she does a very obvious nervous laugh. I mean, deliberately though, but it says best season ever. It's like, yeah, you knew it was garbage. Yeah, I think we'll just void it. I have no idea what stats we just got, but it doesn't really matter. I think that was bot fly. I'm not entirely sure. What's the play here, Star Bethlehem? Because this is a dead end here, Chief. Ah, secret room. Touché. We have an 80% devil deal. We get Mini Mush, which is going to make us even smaller, but at this point, who cares? Excuse me? Our range is so high that we can't actually pick things up from a normal range. We have to be 2 miles away from it to hit anything. This is the downside of having such a small size is it makes picking things up a little bit difficult. Oh, I forgot to mention in yesterday's video, by the way, there's been a restock on some Victim merch, specifically the shirts. So the 2XL, 3XL, and the large. We failed a 95% devil deal, by the way. The 2XL, 3XL, and regular large shirts have now been restocked on the website. You can go find it over at Sinvicta.tv and just look at the official merchandise tab, or you can go to the Discord. I made an announcement a couple days ago. And a lot of I was honestly shocked at how many of the plus sizes that we went through immediately. I figured that the smalls would sell out more than the triple XLs and double XLs, but boy, was I wrong. Now we have plenty of those in stock for all your Sinvicta merch needs. I'm very proud of the shirts, though. We've been getting a lot of people sending in pictures and stuff of them getting the shirts and wearing them, and that's awesome. I love seeing that kind of thing. Somebody said that the shirt got recognized in the gym the other day, which I thought was very cool. I can be my name was recognized in a gym guy now by some total stranger. Which is all I really aspire to be honest. Not true at all. This won't be a full card because we already have the aforementioned little baggie, which replaces all tarot cards with pills.
I can see forever.
There you go. There goes Mama. We do not need either of these. And yeah. Those angel shops have been disappointing. What? I did not see where that fly was. I swear to you. I was looking at all corners of the map, trying to figure out where the last fly was, and I just did not see it. Unless it was invisible, which has already happened once in this episode, I think. Alright, where are we going, Star Bethlehem? Gotta go down, right? No, we're not. Interesting. Now, I have a question to pose to the mosh pit. While we're talking about this run here, I would like to know, would you rather have Spirit Sword's range effect do what it does now, which is anytime you get a range upgrade, it's going to extend the melee range, but it also completely bypasses the close quarter combat aspect the longer that your range gets. Like we're not hitting all the way to the extension of our range right now. We're only hitting where our range is. Or would you rather range not do that and just keep Spirit Sword just like Mom's Knife? It has a range. That's the range that we know it's going to be. It's never going to fluctuate. I think you know which one I'm going to pick. I'm curious. Anytime this has come up, I keep meaning to bring it up with Zombolas, and then I never do. But before I do that, I'd like to get the Greater Mosh Pit's opinion on that. Because, for me personally, I'd rather it not fluctuate, in case the answer was not obvious already. I think that it's silly that our range upgrade somehow makes our sword swing further away from our body. Now, if it covered the entire area in between the minimum distance, which you can physically see the Spirit Sword, all the way to where you see the ranged attack happen, that little slice right there, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. I think that it would just be just fine. But because it creates a negative space in between the physical spot where you see Spirit Sword and the actual spot where the attack occurs, I think that range upgrades are actually a step down for Spirit Sword. Of course, being able to attack from afar is great, and some would argue, well, you're basically getting tiers. You're getting melee tiers. You would be shooting there anyway, which is true. That is true. The only thing I don't like about it is just the negative space. So we can hit mom's heart from right here. Firefly going ham here. Did pass our 80%, and yep, really need it. Juice's Shadow. It'd be nice if we were in trouble, but we don't need it. All right, look, Stairway, I'm going to be honest, you're really, really not making it easy for us to make a case to take you over whatever I passed up. I don't know if this is the right way to go. I'm hoping the Star of Bethlehem catches up, but if it doesn't, we know that we've gone the wrong way. And we have, as you would expect. Now you do see Divine Shield going, or Divine Intervention, I should say, going off pretty much constantly because all I'm doing is just double tapping, just spamming my arrow keys here. The full charge, man. Void has essentially had to do nothing on this run. If only we had Mega Beam. If only we had the Eraser. That still was a fun combo. I know it was a couple days ago now, as we had that Void Eraser combo. That truly is a fun, magical combo. Trying to use as much of the damage as we can from Star of Bethlehem. We actually skipped phase 2. We can actually hit Isaac with the ranged attack here. Oh, it just hit me there. Dark Bum just throw a spider on us? Is that what happened? I don't give you the benefit of the doubt anymore, D-Bizzle. I tried to pick up that soul heart, but that did not happen. All right, final angel deal in Stigmata. Worm Buddy! Come on down, Worm Buddy. Yep. I have no idea where Star Bethlehem went. Did not go this way, I can tell you that. Tractor Beam doesn't really matter. I don't see it this way either. Star Bethlehem did move towards Blue Baby pretty rapidly because we were off the map for a second. Okay. So it's already outpaced where we could have seen it go. Now, who's willing to bet dollars to donuts that the direction that I end up taking is not going to be the right way? Anybody? Anybody? Hands up. Glitter bombs. Our range is quite ridiculous. Yep. Sure hope you all took that bet because, oh yeah, rolling in it. Awesome that the King of the Hill revival has been getting perfect scores. Apparently, it also set a streaming record for Disney Plus and Hulu, which is awesome. No, I mean I don't like Disney, but it's awesome for the show and awesome for Mike Judge, everyone who works on the show. I'm slowly working through the 14th season, and it's been really enjoyable. Me and girlfriend Victa have been making it kind of events. You know, we're trying not to splurge it all at once. Just kind of enjoy it. But she has never seen King of the Hill. She never saw the original, which blew my mind. So all these characters are brand new to her. We have managed to gone. Star of Bethlehem, you have failed us here. We've gone every which way but the right one. Yep. How does he do it? Even with Star of Bethlehem at his side, he still somehow manages to not find the right way to go. It's, yep, there you go. We did it, everybody. Congrats. So her favorite right now, her favorite character in the revival is Peggy. Then she also likes Bobby. I was telling her the other day, I feel like Bobby has become almost the main character now instead of Hank. Without spoiling anything, of course, but it's been good. Like, it's not just nostalgia talking. I mean, it's been legitimately good to watch, and there's been some actual laughs. Like, I don't remember the last time a cartoon made me laugh. It was probably something on South Park. But King of the Hill, the revival, has done that. And it's worth watching, even if you've never watched King of the Hill before. You never saw the old series. It's worth getting into. It's one of the greats, and I'm really happy that it's getting so well received and so many accolades already from reviewers and stuff. Because I remember when people were just not sure. I remember when people were saying, it's probably going to end up sucking. It's just nostalgia bait or whatever they say on social media. I had faith in Mike Judge. He rarely ever misses. There we go. Down goes Blue Baby. No delirium this time around. This video is already over an hour, but extra long, extra special run for you, especially to shout out to Spirit Sword Guy. Very fun run. Remember, everybody, go check out the website, Sinvicta.tv. That's where the merchandise is. You can pick up one of your shirts. There's also hats and beanies up there. Or, of course, you can get Pokemon cards and that kind of stuff on the website. You can find it. And thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Have a great start to your Saturday, everybody. And this time, it's not good night, everybody. It's just, I'll see you all next time. I don't know why I said that yesterday. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Mason Haggerty, Marcus, and Relat01. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.